Welcome please to the JVG podcast, where these G's are gonna spread their seeds of knowledge about the league. It's flourishing with these. These funny catchers seem to be well read, esteemed and honest. Like the man himself, Jeff Van Gundy. They are high IQ, so cerebral and funny. So if you're on the bus, just border on the dunny. Listen to the
JVG NBA Tribute Show.
Oh my god. Well, welcome to the JVG NBA Bloody Tribute Show. I'm your friend Alessio, Sean from the D2NBA podcast, with your co-hosts Marco and Lukas. Guys, what's the deal with aeroplane? I was at work earlier and I had a middle-aged gentleman come up to me and say, "Hey, sorry mate, I'm just like, FYI, work at Woolworths. Sorry mate, I'm looking for the mayonnaise."
What's FYI?
For your information. Yeah, the more you know. For your information. I'm looking for the mayonnaise, and I was like, I think it's in aisle 5. Let me walk down there with you. And his son, who was like 15-ish, was walking behind him and said, "Dad, why would you ask that fat cunt?"
What? What? Wow. What? Did he see you in a uniform?
Yeah.
He must have. Was he fucking blind? Did you say you fucking blind, you dog?
No. So the dad said, "Max, that's not very appropriate." And he's like, "Why not? It's true."
Oh my god.
Wait, describe this kid to us. How old? How
15, like sickly thin.
15?
Very cocky.
Did you get his name and his roots to and from school?
Yeah. So Max, if you're listening. Yeah, literally. So but Dad was just like, "Max, that's not very appropriate." And then we got to aisle 5 and Max, the kid, was like, "Thanks, mate," with the most like sarcastic thumbs up I could possibly get.
So
I
he
was
didn't apologise?
No, why would I apologize?
You should have given him the old like. You should have just like told his dad off, or been like disappointed with. I wonder where he gets it from.
Yeah, I should have looked at the dad and just been like,
Yeah.
But this leads perfectly into our subject of the day, which is just the younger generation just don't have manners, do they? So we're here to talk about how young people today just don't have respect
these days.
no manners, no mindset.
It's all because of that wokeism, man. It's just absolutely turned over.
and cancel culture. Don't forget that.
But you could have hit him with the Winston Churchill, you know? Tomorrow when I wake up, I won't be fat, but you'll still be ugly.
No, that wouldn't have been true.
You could have hit him with the back of your hand.
That would be good as well.
Yeah, that I can't run with into my future career, unfortunately.
True. Not only not with Woolies, but with teaching.
Most things.
Would that buy you from the education department forever? Smacking a kid in a Woolworths up?
It would have.
What if they knew what he said?
You smashed a kid. Where was it? In the Woolworths up.
What did he say? Oh, okay.
Welcome aboard.
Yeah, you're in.
Oh.
Is that our first ever screw?
Yeah, I think so. That's the first time we ever screwed.
I'm gonna take the hat off now.
Congrats, guys. So what are these hats, fellas?
Well,
Kringle,
I thought you'd never ask. It was my Chris Kringle gift today.
And
actually, I have another Chris Kringle gift that I haven't shown you guys yet. But it's also part of the visual part of the audio visual experience.
Well, let's have a shot while we're waiting for the
But
friends.
someone made
For the friends at home.
Oh, not bad.
Someone made
It's
me
really hard.
a freaking poster.
Oh, wow.
Me over Michael Jordan as Kyle Kuzma.
That's actually...
I've never said it out loud before.
You've got like an avatar blue face.
Yeah, well,
Avatar the way of water. It's in his mouth.
That was the photo that Dad took from my graduation when I was standing on the floor, and I was like, "Dad, let's get a photo," and he just took that as take a photo. So he just like zoomed right up on my face and then just took a photo.
Wow.
And I was like, "How about that?" And I was like, "No, calm down, you fucking fingers." I'm sorry to hear about that story, Aless.
I thought it was pretty funny.
It is funny. It is funny.
And 2 days after your birthday, no less.
I know.
Brutal.
Bloody happy birthday.
Full less.
Full less.
For less.
No less, a less.
Right.
And I just think we should also mention at the top, no Dante today. He's having a non-COVID illness, which might be COVID.
Yeah.
It was also his birthday.
It was also his birthday, and
Yeah.
I was like ready to fucking spaz with him.
And since we're talking about birthdays, Jesus Christ in a couple of days, massive,
holy shit!
massive, but yeah, it's huge.
The big 2022.
It's huge. Huge. So congrats to him as well.
And speaking of Jesus, anyone catch that bloody Leo Messi fella on the weekend?
Oh, the little devil or whatever.
Yeah,
What's his
the
nickname?
The little master.
Yeah.
The little master. The Mr. Beta. I actually, go on,
Did you
sorry.
get up for the cup?
No way. But I did write some bars. That I wanted to top off the episode with.
About the little master.
No, it was about the NBA awards.
What?
I wrote some bars about the NBA awards if you guys want to hear them at any
Yes.
point in the... Okay, so someone let me know a fucking
Did
beat.
you want me to give you a bit?
I'm about to go...
Oh, no.
Oh man.
Beep.
Hey, yo.
Oh yeah.
Hey, yo. Let's start at... This is the first time I've performed it. I've never done this to myself. Let's start at the start with the rookie of the year. Need a break away from the pack and be in the clear, whether you're shooting a three or taking it down the lane. That young fella gonna be shining his Wilt Chamberlain. Yeah, on the stilt, no one can rebound like I can. Numbers jumped up, give me the George Mikan. Give me the mic like I'm the MVP. Glad Jokic was awarded the first of this mockery. On the other end, I hold down the middle like I'm Dwight in Taiwan. Give that man the Hickey Olajuwon. Shouldn't have poked the bear, should have let him stay dormant. Check my wrist, Dame time, I'm clutch performing. I actually like that bar. You know who plays who's like Jerry West? It's John Havlicek. 25 off the bench, my GM better Havlicek. Jungle.
That's pretty good. That was pretty good.
Thanks, man.
Was it fun to write?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, damn.
Wow. So I'm a bit speechless after
Yeah. I thought I was going to start with that, and then let's start with his story.
Yeah. I think we should have started with that.
Anyway, Sean, what are you doing
My
here
story's
today?
down.
4-man week plus Marco.
Minus Dante.
Yeah, minus Dante. I don't know. Should we?
Well, yeah, anyway, so we
Yeah.
actually did catch up on the weekend. We caught a game of basketball while we were there.
Yeah,
we did.
while we were there.
It was the final. I'd say the third part in the three-part Suns versus Pelicans mini-series. I'm not talking about Band of Brothers. But we do know that Zion Williamson had a lot to say about his Band of Brothers and how they were disrespected their first round exit from the playoffs last year. We do know that.
That was a better bar.
You know how long that took me?
But yeah, obviously, it was the third of a 4-game losing streak for the Pels. We gave up a 24-point lead thanks to a 58-point performance from Devin Booker. What did you guys make of the game?
Sean?
Zion's really good, but the game that we watched, they didn't have DeAndre Ayton, so it's like, okay, Zion's really good, and he's just bigger than everyone. And as you so astutely put out, why doesn't Zion, the best player, simply eat the other players? But it's just sort of like, okay, DeAndre Ayton wasn't playing, and then the guards picked up the slack. I've got some words to say about Chris Paul, but we'll save that for the second half.
Alright, well then I'll jump in. I hate Devin Booker.
Yeah.
I hate him. Really good at basketball.
Yeah,
Really good.
yeah.
Really good at basketball. But he has to be top 5 cringe in the NBA.
Yeah,
I think he has to be. I don't know who the other 4 are. One of them's probably Clay.
Clay's definitely...
We never came up with the top five cringes.
Ja Morant's pretty high.
Yeah.
But Devin Booker, like, headbutting the stanchion, just like getting in people's face.
Yeah.
Pat Beverly's definitely top 5.
Top 3 is definitely Tatum, Booker, and Dylan Thompson, for sure. There's no... That's,
Yeah, Tatum's pretty bad.
that's irrefutable for me.
And I think with someone that cringe, you'll never win an NBA championship, is my take.
Yeah. I don't know, he just... Because remember when he got really hot and he hit a couple of threes and he took like 3 contested shots. And it's like, oh, they didn't go in. They were like really well defended. It's sick. I guess that helps, especially when you just put better players on him. But I can just talking about that, and I don't know if this is a tangent we want to go down, but I could see him having like a weird DeMar DeRozan sort of post 30-year-old career for him, where like everything's sort of going wrong in Phoenix eventually, and then it's like, oh, okay, he's just going to be a dude who just like dribbles and takes a lot of contested shots. Because it seems like whenever he gets what he wants, and whenever he's like hot enough to say, hey, Monty Williams, I'm just going to like dribble the shit out of the ball, they just let him do it because it's like, you know, so many guys have the green light in the NBA and it's better for the league, but it's like he's one of those dudes that looks like when he has what he wants, it doesn't involve any other people.
Yeah, right. I mean, wasn't that really what Phoenix was before Chris Paul?
Yeah.
No, you know, before like the 9th seed bubble Phoenix. And yeah, I mean, there's no reason he won't go back to that in the future. But also, like, I think he knows how to not be like that to help the team win. Like I don't think Devin Booker is the Phoenix Suns' biggest problem. At the moment, at
No,
least.
and pairing him up with Chris Paul for the last few years, like outside of the fact that you gave Chris Paul a 4-year contract, which is now coming to fruition, right? They had their opportunity to win. I would argue that it's gone now. Sorry, Dante.
I was actually slagging him off heaps because he's not actually here anymore.
Yeah, true. So the Suns aren't going to win this year.
What? Not even with Josh Okogie bloody eating up the offensive.
Yes.
Well, I was just looking at the play-by-play, and because I remember it wasn't Devin Booker who put the game away, and I remember Josh Okogie getting multiple pivotal offensive rebounds.
Yeah.
He also had 5 of their last 8 points.
Yeah.
Like
all free throws, I believe.
Yeah, 5 or 6 from the line. I actually don't think he had a single.
Bullshit calls, but that's maybe one will say for the second half.
Fucking refs beat Pels, am I right? But I just think it was a bit of a... I think that Devin Booker can close the game. That's not what I'm trying to say. But I am also trying to say they didn't really put the game away. They didn't really put away a 58-point game by Devin Booker well. Like, I think that it was an entertaining game to watch, but I don't think that there were many good things for either the Pelicans or the Suns coming out of this game. Just more cringe.
Yeah. Like I think we all said it at one point. Like it was Booker around 50 points, and him and Zion were just going back and forth. And like, this isn't actually very fun to watch. Like, there wasn't amazing basketball happening. It was just Devin Booker getting to that contested mid range. Zion, doing the thing you do when there isn't anyone over 6'9" on the court.
Yeah. He literally just ran through whoever was in front of him and hit a layup.
Yeah. And then, not to slam my own turkey or anything, but the fact that it took a 58-point kind of, because Devin Booker was doing that unstoppable thing where it's like, all right, we'll put 2 guys on him, he's still going to get the shot or he's going to find the pass.
Mummy, they went that man.
Did that TMG. It took a 58-point Devin Booker game to beat us by 4 points. After we really dominated them in those first 2 games. Of the mini-series. So, I don't think that's a very good sign for the Suns either.
Yeah, touch grass.
Chris Paul, I wasn't the one who thought of this first. I think it was Nate Duncan, but Chris Paul hasn't run at full pace this year. It's just a lot of change of direction, change of pace from slow to stopped, and pump fakes. He's not actually getting into anything on either end, which is it still works for him because he's a really smart player and he can hit shots. You've got it in front of you, hit 5 threes that game, or
5 for 7 from 3.
But yeah, you're right. He's entering that 4-year deal. I think the final year is non-guaranteed, but it's still a lot of money for a team that wants to win a championship yesterday.
Sean, you're probably not the best person to ask this.
Please ask.
Do you think he can turn it on in the playoffs? Is this just a load management thing? Because he's looked whereas maybe last season the Suns looked unconsciously switched off. He's looked very consciously switched off. This season. Cool. I'm just not gonna strain myself too hard, and they haven't needed to. They're gonna have a good regular
top
season.
4 seed.
Yeah, exactly right.
But also you're always a little bit anxious when you see someone do that. It's can they do it? It's the Warriors with Kevin Durant and stuff. It's but can Draymond actually be good? It's he can. But until you see it, you're a little bit question marks. But then he'll score 14 straight or hit 14 shots. And,
he will do that.
Now let's just dip his head into my laptop pad and whispered it might have been picked up on the Thron Max. Look at the foul count. Do you guys want to guess what the foul count was for the Pelicans Suns game?
I reckon JV had about 9 or 10.
37.
Fouls for who?
No, total. He's saying total.
Oh, you're saying total.
No.
Okay.
How many for one?
How many for each? How many for each?
Because if we said it...
5 and 12.
Wow.
24.
Bad guess.
25 and 12.
27 and 13.
Wow.
In favour of course, the Suns.
Yeah.
And Devin Booker took more free throws than the Pelicans.
Wow.
Yeah, and made the same amount. Fucking noob.
Yeah. Shout out. I'm not saying they're undeserved, but Jonas Valanciunas just gets so many fucking fouls. Just so many stupid elbows on offense.
Yeah.
Dumb guy.
He fucking brought the fucking smackdown on Josh Okogie on one of those ones as well. That was getting your money's worth. Back in my fucking day.
And then on, I guess, the X and Y axes of cringe and disrespectful, the Zion windmill or Booker chucking up a 3 at the end of the game to try and hit 60 points.
Disrespectful goes to Zion, cringe goes to Devin Booker.
Yeah.
I just don't know why the Suns have really involved themselves in this beef.
It's below them.
They were literally it was the 8th seed last year.
Not only
Get
that,
over it.
if you guys have made the finals, keep being people that have made the finals. Don't be people that are getting into fucking December beefs.
Yeah, you don't want to be.
You're taking a step back.
Yeah.
The Pelicans are not taking
You're
a step
doing what
back.
Kevin Porter Jr. is doing.
Yeah.
basically.
You're Kevin Porter Jr.
You don't want to be Wolves Jazz. You don't want to be either of those teams.
Yeah.
Both on my cringe list, by the way.
The Jazz are.
Timberwolves and Grizzlies.
Oh, yeah.
My bad.
okay,
Timberwolves,
okay.
Grizzlies.
I don't even think the Jazz have the capacity to be.
No,
No.
now. Maybe
To have
now.
any
Yeah.
choice.
No, back then definitely cringe.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
now they're actually kind of
I feel like
Yeah.
Rudy would just fight with the backup centre every now and again.
Oh,
It's
God.
probably like a fair fight because, like, if you're a centre, you're still a big, strong human.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell's also like super cringe.
Mm,
Utah Don, for sure.
yeah, the rookie hoodie.
yeah.
That's-
But then also he's how he said he was going to be Dwayne Wade in his like third year. So there's my Dwayne Wade year. and
Yeah,
then he
try
just, like,
maybe
went
try
down
defend.
in points.
Maybe try defending someone.
Yeah.
Play some defense.
Or is his back-to-back tweets about Cleveland?
Oh, it's just like hashtag let him know. Hashtag let him know. Which I think
That's a little bit cringe.
it's funny. It's funny that they were back to
Yeah,
that.
that's cringe for the marketing department.
Yeah.
Rudy smoky for cringe.
Yeah, it's not even smoky. He just like straight up is.
Yeah. Well, that's fair.
Remember when he was guarding Wemby and French kid, and he was just like
Mbappe.
Mbappe. And he was just getting smacked around. And he's like, I think this guy can really be something. And I was like, oh, you actually jumped really high. He just scored 80, but don't worry about it.
Also, he will be something. Yes.
Yeah.
He's 16. He's
Yeah.
torching you.
But anyway, then what do we call him? Walker Kessler, the white Rudy Gobert.
Yeah.
And what do we call
Everyone else is then the White Walker.
Drew
Trees.
Eubanks.
the white Walker Kessler.
Yeah.
Rudy Gobert, the French Drew Eubanks.
Holy shit.
Baguette Wemby now.
Is that the new rock pop?
Yeah,
That's good.
Now, like, it's sort of on the Phoenix thing, but it's also kind of a transition, right? If you don't want to transition, just come
Go
out.
for
You
it.
don't have to mention the transition.
No, but like it is and it isn't. The listeners will pick it up later. But we're going to eventually talk about Christmas wish lists, and since Dante's not here, I would like to take his. And we did mention it the other day, and I think we've mentioned it every time his team comes up. But if Phoenix were to have one thing on the top of their wish list, it would be to go back in time and fucking draft Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah.
And it'd be in a heartbeat because he's
not Luka Doncic.
no, not in that draft.
DeAndre
Well, yeah, also, yes, also that.
That's all right.
Yeah, that's all right. Fair enough. So they've got two things on their Christmas wish list. Oh my god, imagine him on this team playing second fiddle to Booker. It'd be perfect.
But he would have been backing up Chris Paul for 2 years, just learning under the tutelage of the nonce, the way of the water.
Yeah. And then when he's only playing 42 games a season, it's like, oh, Tyrese Halliburton is
Yeah.
the starting point guard.
And then when he retires, like, hello, oh
Even
my
the
god.
last season of his contract, Chris Paul off the bench. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, he's going to get a lot of money.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's the problem.
yeah. It's who'd they draft again?
They drafted
Tyrese Halliburton's running mate in Indiana.
What's his name?
Chris Duarte.
The power forward who plays
Oh,
Jalen.
Sticks.
Yeah.
Sticks.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Jalen Smith.
Jalen Smith.
Wilt
Yeah.
Stick.
Yeah. So now his running mate, who Halliburton's actually making look like not horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, like not good, but
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's their wish list.
Well, do you have any words on Tyrese Halliburton, Elias? Since we've just given the
Well,
floor
his
to you
name's
entirely.
at the bottom.
He's right at the
so-
bottom of the right.
I'm just in love with him. I'm just in love with him. I did say to Sean earlier today, he has finally done something wrong. He went through his whole career. It's been 3-4 years now, where he's actually never done or said anything wrong ever. But I did hear the other day that he got in touch with Triple H because he wants to work with the WWE in some capacity in his future.
That's not wrong.
It's
No,
fine.
I didn't say it was wrong. I just said
I think that's another W.
Nah, it's definitely not another day. I think it's a net neutral.
It's
No.
net neutral.
net neutral skewing L though.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I see what
The
you're saying.
WWE's
He did have, he went 0 for 9. The Miami Indiana Pacers game for a few weeks ago, I think it was the worst game of basketball I've watched in a very long time.
Yeah.
And he went 0 for 9.
Yeah.
Just every look was wide open.
Yeah.
completely bricked it.
He started the year like so hot, and then the last probably week and a half has sort of tapered off. But tapered off is like 15 and 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just got like those like Mike Conley stat lines as well, where he'll get like 8 points, 14 assists, and it's like,
Or a Chris Paul stat line.
nah, we don't recognise him.
No, we don't.
Well, we did come here to discuss Christmas wishes after all, so it is that wonderful time of the year. We have been talking about it for quite
God,
a while.
the parking at the shopping centre is just ridiculous.
What, and
isn't
the
it?
traffic?
At the shopping
Were
centre.
you out last Friday? Oh my god, on the roads it was just in the
Market
night.
cuts.
I was
Do you
going
guys-
to West Meadows.
Do you guys hate Christmas music?
I don't mind it.
Okay.
I like it.
Do you?
Favorite Christmas artist?
The Peanuts guy.
A merry
Oh.
little Christmas.
Oh, you a Bing Crosby? A Binger?
A
You're bingo.
Bill Cosby.
Bing.
Oh no. I like
You
Michael.
could be a Bill Crosby.
I like Michael Bublé for fucking everything.
Yeah,
Whenever I can draft a Bublé, I can draft a Bublé.
Nah, but just call in Santa Baby. Call him Baby, not Buddy. Why are you fucking better than us? That's been talked about a lot.
I think Michael Bublé's a serial killer though, and I have a video.
That's
to prove
fucking fine, man. I
Do
actually
you have a video to prove
Right.
it?
Dude,
killed
Like
me.
just on your phone?
I'll find it.
he DM'd me.
I'll find it.
Um,
I'll put it near the microphone. so-
No, I think the Michael Bublé is like very much consistent. You know what you're gonna get, like a Chris Paul, if you will. A Chris Paul, if you will.
Wow.
Oh,
What,
Not
so
much-
he doesn't play for bloody half the year? Oh my god. He's
true.
right.
What's your point if not that,
Fuck, I don't know.
He only
But
shows up in
when he-
December of the NBA season.
that dream a little dream of me when he sings that. That's
That's the
really
face that opens the video up. So if that's not enough, then
Ah.
good. Yeah, I could fully believe that.
I'm just gonna.
Also, Nathan
bro?
Fielder.
Show the
for,
people.
I'll get it up. I'll get it up in like a little pop-up box.
Oh, really?
yeah.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Oh,
Yeah.
Happy
Oh, what?
holidays.
But when Anthony Hopkins does it, it's fine.
Because
Yeah, 'cause it's art.
he wrote Bryan Cranston a letter.
Really?
yeah. When he was in jail in Breaking Bad.
Didn't you tell me that?
What did the letter say?
He just Anthony Hopkins, like actual
Oh,
codger,
yeah.
actual codger, watched Breaking Bad like last year, and then just wrote him a handwritten letter saying, "I think you did such a great job acting."
You're really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, well, wouldn't
that's
that be
great.
a nice Christmas present? So,
Yeah. So a letter from Michael Bublé and Anthony Hopkins.
Lucas,
Yeah.
anything else?
For me personally,
Well, should we go around?
So,
oh,
wait, so you
wait,
guys
how did I
all
get-
like Christmas music?
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
I don't.
I don't love
I
it.
don't say. I
but
wouldn't say I would
like
like it. No. Actually, to answer the question, because I didn't at all.
Yeah.
No, actually, I didn't. I don't like Christmas
Yeah. Okay.
music.
Well, I'm glad. Yeah. I just. Yeah.
But you know what?
Too many years of retail.
It's you know what I.
Yeah.
I do love Christmas movies though, but I'm only watching them if there's like an hour of ads in between, and I can hop in and hop out whenever I want.
Yeah,
I'm not
okay.
You watch
streaming.
them on TV.
Yeah.
You don't have the holiday on DVD.
I want to be exhausted.
Seven, mate.
I want to be exhausted like 6:30 p.m.
Yeah.
The movie starts at 7:30.
Yeah.
And at 9, I'm like, why am I still watching this?
Yeah.
And then I go to bed and have such an exhausted sleep.
God, that does.
What time is it?
we should use Tally again. Before we do the Christmas list, should I do the Chris Kringle and give?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
of course.
yeah.
So,
we
let's introduce this, Sean.
Yeah, so people, we did a Chris Kringle, but we didn't want to do it too big, so we just gave ourselves a $5 limit, which I pushed by $2. But we all get each other a card, a basketball card, which you can get on eBay for very, very cheap. Just of a player that we think anyone else would find funny. So I got you, and because of absences and something not being here, I'm going to be the only one who's actually going to give it on air. So here is your.
Do you want to guess who it is?
Do you want to guess who it is?
It could be, and by the way, any player of all time.
Yeah.
But it costs less than $5.
My first thought was Dante Green.
Okay, wait, can you just say that again?
Has to cost
No,
less.
what did you say just at the very end?
Has.
No, you said it cost less than $5.
Yeah, so Dante Green, like John Salmons,
I looked at John Salmons.
John Salmons would be
So I
good.
went straight through.
Marcus
I
Thornton,
looked at him as
good.
well. I went through, but no, that would
Luther
mean,
Head?
That would mean something.
Beno Udrich.
I went through just
He's
the
good.
Kings rosters.
He would
Through
be.
the
He'd be
ear-
$5.
Early teens Kings rosters.
Hassan Whiteside as a rookie.
'Cause rookie cards are
Jason
worth
Thompson, but he might be too expensive / good at
He's
basketball.
so
not-
sad.
he's toast.
Don't you worry.
What's it? I'm gonna look up.
It's not a rookie.
Hassan Whiteside rookie.
Can I give away-
It's
can I give a
how much it
hint?
costs.
Yeah.
Less. I don't know if you heard Sean say this, but it costs less than $5. Costs.
Oh, Kufos.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Congratulations.
I think the worst part is that I actually liked him.
Oh, that's not there. There's no shame in that. Look at it. It's in your hands.
Turn around. Turn around again.
The signing.
Yeah. It's a signed Costa Kufos
Oh,
card.
it's not a fake signing. It's a real signing.
Yeah,
Costa
we all
Kufos
signed it.
has signed that. He's
Holy
touched
shit.
that piece of paper.
Yeah.
God.
Oh my god.
And it only costs
I thought it was one of
$7.
those like fake signings where they just get printed on.
No. That's a.
How do you know?
Costa
And it's only
Kufos.
$7.
How do you know that it's a legit?
Because it came with a certificate of authenticity.
I need that
Costa-
certificate.
He signed that as well.
Costa's gob. That's his hand, isn't it?
Thank you so much.
On the gob.
No, I really liked him. He had a nice little hook shot, leading the way to Rashawn Holmes having also a nice hook shot.
But like, he's a nice backup.
Yeah.
Like, you
Yeah,
want
he
a
is.
backup, don't you?
An unoffensive backup.
I think the whole exercise of buying these cards made me realize, like,
There's some shit people out there.
well, just like also,
Harvey
fucking
Weinstein.
nobody knows any NBA players. Like, look, I'm not a fan of Hassan Whiteside, but I just looked up his rookie card. It's bloody $40.
Yeah,
but
That's because he was good after.
But you think how much money, you think of how well known he is.
Go sold.
Okay. You think I was just doing a bad faith search?
Yeah, you had a man look.
Good call.
Yeah, very cool.
Should we do our shopping list?
So now we have Christmas wish lists that each of us would like, or one wish each of us has for our own basketball teams. Now, I adapted one of the Christmas carols for mine.
More bars.
After my first one, maybe I shouldn't do
I
it.
think you should do it.
You have to do it.
We're going real contenty with this
On
episode.
On the
He's actually singing.
On the 12 days of Wismas, my true love gave to me 12 more minutes for Kispert, 11 more minutes for Gafford, 10 more points off the bench, less court time for 9, where the fuck is 8, 7 less shots for Deni, 6 geese a lane, 5 more touches for Kuz, 4 less injuries, more threes for Kispert, heavily protected second rounder for Johnny Davis, and 1 less fucking Deni Avdija. So, less time for 9, that's also Deni.
Yeah.
7 less shots for Deni, he averages 7 shots a game.
What was
And
the 5 one?
5 more touches for Kuz.
You meant to go 5 more touches for Kuz.
I didn't know when the thing,
Yeah.
when the tune
It's
changed.
a 5.
4
But I was so excited to do the 6 geese alone. But obviously everyone knows that mine is gonna be
Jenny.
let's get rid of Deni. So I just
Yeah.
thought I would make a Christmas song about it. Yeah, I mean it's fucking pretty cut and dry, man. Like, where's Ansel Jr. keeps starting him, and then he wants to finish him, but like the reason he only plays 14 minutes a game is because he's in foul trouble. The reason he's in foul trouble is because he can't defend, and his skill set he gets sold on is his defense. So none of this adds up. The one skill set that he like kind of thrives in is attacking closeouts or being the secondary playmaker, and then even sometimes getting a rebound and running in transition and running the break and passing. Passing is his best ability, and we're just not seeing any of it. And I think it's a mutually unbeneficial relationship, and I think that we should get rid of him. And I think that I would like him more if we got rid of him because he's not being maximizing in Minnesota, in Washington.
What should he be doing?
I don't think that in Washington.
Kickboxing.
No, like as a basketball player, like, what's his role?
Where should he end up? Like,
What's his role in the court that like maximizes it?
Coming into the league, he was sold as like attacking closeouts, cutting, finding cutters, passing, not playing point, but playmaking on the offensive end, and then also like transition, semi-transition, like making a play from 20 to 14 on the shot clock when everyone's still running.
Yeah.
And that's just not what his role has been at all.
He's unlucky because when he came out, it was the year after Luka, right? And so he was this Euro kid who was playing as a teenager in, I don't remember which league. It might have actually been Israel because he's from.
I think
I'm pretty sure it was the Israeli league. And so all these draft scouts were looking at him. They were like, "Look, Luka can shoot, Luka can pass, Luka can dribble, he's very crafty, he's European, like
And did he win
he's
an
white,
MVP?
he's
Did he-
tall.
Did he
No,
win an MVP?
No, Luka did.
no, Luka did. I don't think Deni did, unless he did in Israel.
Pro League MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, but then like the disclaimer at the end of every draft, of every scouting report was like, disclaimer, he is not Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
But he got this bump up and ended up going like 5th or 6th, I don't remember. And it's just like, immediately you're like, oh wait, alright, well he can't shoot.
Ninth.
9th, sorry, okay.
It's okay.
Well, he can't shoot. He's not that fast. He's a little bit taller than Luka. He's a worse passer, worse rebounder, worse, etc., 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 etc.
Yeah.
So he sort of just copped it.
Yeah.
Would you do like I don't know if the money works for you, but would you do Deni for James Wiseman?
There is not.
Everyone's gonna get this question tonight.
There is nary a Deni trade I say no to.
But
I would fucking love that.
really?
Yeah, man. Because
I wouldn't mind it.
I would. And you know what?
Sign the papers.
Why would you want
That he would be good. He would be good in
Put
Warrior.
him at the high
Oh,
post.
yeah.
Put him at the high post.
$70 million.
Also,
Yeah.
No, seriously, put a
Andre
mole. Put
Iguodala.
a mole right there.
Imagine he was a kid, like a young man, and could
an
run and
Israeli
play.
kid.
And
I don't like Andre Iguodala, but I think that's overhyping.
But
Bro,
but put a little mole right here and ask him to shoot middies, and that's most Bates with a pass.
I understand, but most Bates with the pass, is that not Iggy?
Yeah, I want
No,
that. I want that.
no, but Deni doesn't have to shoot,
Yeah.
and Iggy doesn't shoot.
Yeah. And Wiseman might just be bad.
But also, Wiseman can just get demoted to the G League, and we don't have to play him.
And then
the
you'll win some G League games, and that's good for the
the
vibe.
Capital City Go-Go. Exactly.
Yeah, that's good for the team.
Yeah.
If Johnny Davis is running with James Wiseman in the G League, yeah, that'd
Oh my god, dude.
Maybe
confidence up.
throw it here to get the money to work because we got a roster spot open.
I think Deni might be on 9. Oh no, he won't. He
Nah,
won't,
nah.
'cause
Well,
Jim's
Maybe
on
let-
him.
we can't
less.
take any more back, so it would work. I was just making a joke.
No,
Johnny Davis
absolutely.
is bad at basketball.
No, take them both. I reckon.
All right. So who else can I mock Big Jim to? No, UW wish.
Yeah, I think my wish was. I think
And the
my,
Crispo one?
Oh.
Is he like legit?
bro, he
I don't
is
watch enough of
good.
him.
He's
Yeah.
good. He's good. He is.
Can he hold up defensively?
Yeah, and he's getting better. He's dependable. Every time he shoots the ball, it's like thank fuck. Like thank fuck. That's how the possession ended. I think he's shooting 42% from 3 this year.
He's the
New Garrison Matthews.
yeah. Well, it's like that's why you draft someone from Gonzaga after 4 years, right? That's why you
Yeah.
pick that kid.
Yeah.
He's the white Kelly Olynyk.
Yeah, correct. He's the white small Kelly.
Yeah, he's so like, he's always the least bad player on your team.
Yeah.
He impacts your games the most positively. He might not be like, winning the game for you or anything, but you're not like, fucking Corey, why'd you do that?
Yeah,
It's like,
yes,
good work,
yes,
good shot,
yes.
good defense. Like,
Yeah.
it's all good.
He's
I don't-
never the liability.
I know Duncan Robinson's bad now, but like if you were to have one, it'd obviously be
Corey Kispert.
Yeah.
Especially
Nah.
for the money, because Duncan Robinson is
Kispert-
16 mil.
Kisper would be a better defender than Duncan.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you
Oh,
agree.
right.
Fucking, he actually is such a bad defender.
Yeah, but great team defender. He can have his arms up.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Before they paid him. Well,
So
my
yeah.
I'll go next because mine's equally as unsurprising and arguably darker. But I need the Kings to finally have their losing streak. Because like I'm now teetering on the edge of like falling back in, right?
Come.
Come on, Alex.
I'm teetering on the edge of falling back in.
The beam is lit.
No, because yeah, the beam's lit. The beam's been lit a little too long, and it's I just don't. I don't trust it. I don't trust it, and I never will. 29th ranked defense.
No, it's not.
It's bottom 5 in defense. I'm pretty sure. Fox has had his niggling injuries, but the team's actually performed quite well without him. Obviously, a good sign. Sabonis is falling into like a second option role really well. Like they're starting to figure it out together. But without the defense, they're coming together. Keegan Murray is very hot and cold for someone who looked like he was going to be the like stable number 4 or at least number 3.
Yeah, but he's like fucking 16.
No, he's a child. He's a child. But of all the people coming in, of all the rookies coming in, they were like, he's going to be like 12, 4, and 4 every day.
Yeah.
And he's just been sort of like this. I don't know. I need a losing streak. Because if it doesn't happen now and then it does happen at the end of the season, I'm going to scream.
Bro, fucking fair play to you. You've just worked 2 to 8 and you've just like dropped something off at Dante's house and you've come onto a podcast and you're like, I need my team to lose.
That's a professional hater, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Is this what 24 is?
Professional.
How old did you turn?
25.
Are you 97?
Yeah. We're the same year in high school. Professional cynic.
Yeah, bro, you're just punching in the time clock.
Very cynical.
I just think you're gonna make the playoffs, man. Like,
Yeah, I don't. And this was the year to do it. My thing is always going to be.
Why? Because of the French kid.
Yeah, my thing is always going to be that all assets are tied to a team that's no better than the 6th seed.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
but I think the time, I know you're ULS, I know who you are, but I think the time to be down on the Kings is game 1, 2023-24. And it's like, all right, what are we doing here? Like, because you're right, this isn't like a sustainably good team that's going to have playoff success. Like, I cannot see that. Like, at all.
No.
But I think you just have to feel good for the city of Sacramento and let them make the playoffs and enjoy this season. And then at the beginning of next season, that's the time to be like, all right, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, how do we actually get better? How do we actually get good enough? Is it possible with these guys? Maybe not. Like, can you really drag a bottom 5 defense, up into like a good playoff defense without like completely changing the structure of this team? I don't know what that looks like. Maybe we can ask that question later in the year once we get close to the trade deadline. But I think for now you just got to make the playoffs and just
just enjoy it.
Yeah.
But like that's what Chicago did, and we all hate Chicago now, right?
But I don't think that's a like for like one. The one that I was thinking of in my own brain was when Memphis made the playoffs 2 seasons ago.
Oh,
And
I'm thinking of someone else.
Well, I was thinking when they were like the 8th seed and they played the Jazz and they got GS, they got 4-1. I think that you guys are a bit more like that, and your star.
But they were so young.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And had so many assets.
But your team, I don't think is that much older than they were. And I also think that their age got dragged down from Ja being fucking 14 at the time.
Yeah. I think
they had all their picks plus others.
Yeah.
And we have nothing.
I think
You guys don't have picks?
No, they own all their own apart from next year's, which they traded for. Who's the ringer? Kevin Herter.
Kevin
But that's top 15, top 10 protected for the next 3 years. But I think they were like the Hawks, because the Hawks were like, okay, here's Danilo Gallinari and Clint Capella. We've got the young nucleus of Trae Young and absolutely no one else, but they didn't know that at the time. And they went in, oh my god, they made the playoffs, and then they got so lucky that they faced the Ben Simmons pass team, so lucky that they faced the Knicks, which were like quite an easy 4 or 5 seed matchup there. And it's like, this team's like, here, they're going to be good. But then they didn't actually have anywhere to go up, and as soon as their older stars like Gallo and Clint Capella stopped being just as good, you've got Domantas Sabonis and Harry Barnes that are just like, okay, these are just fine dudes, but like the actual, like Trae Young is better than what De'Aaron Fox could be.
And I was going to say Capella's better than Sabonis, which isn't true, but at least he's more like playoff playable, right?
Yeah.
It's a bit of an impossible comp for me personally. I just think that they're the same tier of center with no overlapping skills.
I just like as someone who never watches his team in the playoffs and thinks about how the playoffs works for other teams, where it's like, oh, you got someone that's bad at something, we're gonna slaughter you.
Yeah.
Like Sabonis is gonna get run through the ringer.
Yeah, he will, but we've also never seen him like without Miles Turner. Like really, when he's in the actual playoffs. But you've also got the DPOG award, and I'm not talking about Daniel Gafford's girlfriend. But what do you think of the chain?
I don't follow
defensive player of the game?
follow Kings social media because it's top 5 cricket. No, I stopped following Kings social media, but then somehow the DPOG filtered onto my feed. I don't know how.
Nah, it's because the NBA does they do a post with each
So
team.
it might have been via the NBA.
I don't follow them either.
So then I unfollowed the NBA.
Holy shit!
Do you guys follow the NBA?
Yeah.
Nah.
I feel like I have to. Really?
No.
I don't have to do it.
Stuff
No way, man.
But what about the little slides which tells you the top scorers of each day?
Oh, I get that on my Facebook, but not on my
I
Instagram.
don't know on Facebook. Bro.
Yeah. I don't know,
I just use the app. Yeah.
No, I actually don't even use the app. I use ESPN's scoreboard. I minimize my NBA league pass slash NBA app.
I can't be assaulted by NBA social media at all times.
Yeah.
No. It's
It's
brutal.
some bad stuff.
Were you born
it's
90? You were
brutal.
born 98, and Dante was born 97 or 8.
7.
No,
He's 3 days older
No,
than
he's
me.
an old head.
Oh, that's right.
He's born in '69.
Hey, you're 96. I know that much for free.
What else do you want to dox about us?
Well, I thought you were 98, but I'm sorry, and I just want to say sorry.
We're the same age.
Bro, I can't.
You thought he was the youngest? I'm the youngest.
Shame's the youngest.
I was actually between 98 and 99 for you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
My siblings are 99.
you know he's Miso's 99.
Yeah.
20
He's Miso's 99.
So unless I think that 29 games is a good sample size for a team, and you guys are 16 and 13.
Yeah, I literally can't believe it.
Through 29 games, Marco and I, and all of the NBA fans know that 2 of those games were absolute highway robberies. So let's call it fucking 18 and 11.
Hey, that's actually the Pelicans record at the moment.
Yeah, which is top 4 in the West.
How about
Yeah.
Unless I reckon you should just step back in.
Nah, another grain of salt is that like from 1 to 10 in the West, it's like within basically half a game.
How about this though? If you don't step back in, you might not be able to step back in.
Yeah.
Because if you make the playoffs, then the thing that I'm talking about happens where you're the Chicago Bulls or the Atlanta Hawks next year. And it's like, alright, you're not good enough.
But what if this is your 2014-15 Warriors?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, I know. Like that's not even.
De'Aaron Fox is having a Steph Curry.
Would you?
No, because I could just watch them lose the playoff series and still hate them next year.
Yeah.
But I think Marco's right. Once you go out, you can't go back in.
I know.
No. But this is like it's like in one of those movies where like the guy hops out of the time portal and he's like, "Come with me," and you're like, "Nah, no thanks."
Nah.
That's
So,
it.
yeah, I don't know. It's spectrum, right? I'm just on the lower end of the spectrum.
What are you offering me that isn't Rashawn Holmes for James
James
Wiseman?
It'd be Davion Mitchell.
I don't want him.
Yeah. Yeah, because they both suck, right? So it's just like for like.
Weeknight. What's his name? Off
You can
Off
turn
night.
me into-
Off that,
you
yeah.
can turn me to Gary Payton.
Weeknight.
No, that was that's the
Book night.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Gary Payton retired. See that?
What?
No, he hasn't played yet.
Oh.
Alright, Gary Payton for James Wiseman.
Senior.
Yes.
That'll get in the way of Drew Eubanks' development.
The white James Wiseman.
He's like the least energetic energy big Drew Eubanks. And James while we're there. Would you do? Yeah, of course you would do Rashawn Holmes. He's not in the rotation. He's getting paid.
I don't know why he's not on the rotation there because I've always liked him.
Up 5. Cost Kufos?
No, I don't think we have like a
Is
straight
it Keegan
5.
Murray?
We don't have a straight 5. It'll be like Metu and
Yeah, it's
Oh
Metu.
shit!
It's actually.
Yeah.
But also it's like a
and
wing
he's
sometimes.
He's actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I swear I've
No,
seen
they're-
him being Harry Barnes.
they're always a wing. It's always a 4. It's never a 5.
Yeah.
We've only got one 5 and he's 6'10" and white.
Yeah.
So really we have no 5s.
But is that just preparing you to play in the playoffs?
Hey, if it is, still going to lose in round
Well, at
1.
the deadline,
Messi, Draymond Green magic. That's it.
at the deadline, you could trade for
James Wiseman.
Miles Turner.
Hey.
That's another thing, right? Like,
Oh.
no, not Miles Turner. I'm not touching that.
God, that would be so funny.
Um,
The banter option.
I know that the front office is going to make bad moves, and you guys don't know that.
Well, one to McNair.
You guys refuse to acknowledge that
There's
that's
a
going to
report that
happen.
he's about to sign an extension.
Yeah, I saw that.
I've got little bits of water down here from the fountain. Everyone else sipping from the fountain, McNair.
We remember.
We remember.
Yeah. I got rid of milk in my mustache from the tea
William Green. Enough about the Kings. I'm actually sick of them. Anyway,
Well, we wish you on your merry way, and
Merry Christmas.
maybe we
These
get
tidings we
blessed.
bring to you and your Kings.
Maybe you have the wishing, the losing streak you are.
Yeah.
Wishing
No, but actually, imagine like a 5-game losing streak now, and then they go 500 for the year and like finish 7th seed. Perfect.
Oh, you're happy with
And
that.
then the B points down, yeah?
Yeah.
Or like to the sideways. If you finish with a 500 record, it like burns.
Yeah.
off.
There's
a hole
one,
in
there's
the
one
concrete
apartment.
bridge.
There's one apartment across from the stadium that just doesn't go to sleep.
It's a losing streak for realism because the losing streak will happen. So if it happens now, and then the rest of the season's like what the team should be, perfect. Because if the team stays good and then craters at the end of the year, you can imagine how much worse that would feel
I
like.
can accept that.
But don't worry, that's very good. Also, just another layer to this, which you don't want to talk about. This is like I've been riding on the Kings all through the off season saying I think they're going to be good this year, and I've had a very blessed NBA upbringing. And the 1 year that I'm like, nah, Les, I reckon you'll do well this year. They're doing well.
I like Devin Herder. Moving on.
Okay, we'll move on.
Well, so the New Orleans Pelicans.
Staying at the top of the West.
Yeah.
There we go, fella.
Yeah.
Not my wish isn't as revolutionary. I'd like Devonte Graham out of the rotation. I just think we need to shore things up. I just think we have 11 good basketball players, and like Devonte Graham doesn't fall in that top 11.
I thought you were going to go cringe with this and say when he shook his head at Zion after that windmill, that's bad for the chemistry.
After what?
After the windmill.
He shook his head.
Yeah, he said don't do that. Yeah.
Oh my God, Devonte, just take your $80 million.
Back when I was in shot, I would have never done that.
Yeah. His 2-point percentage was saying his 3-point percentage.
We never won a game.
What's it start with? Where is he?
Pour one out. Pour 38% of your drink out. But yeah, I think we're on a losing streak at the moment where, we're 7-4 in our last 11 games, which is 7 wins and 4 losses in succession. But like, I think we're at a stage like we know how we're playing, we know what we're doing. Like, we don't have to be trying all these different looks. Like, when we're playing a good team, you don't need Devonte Graham to play 4 minutes. You know, I think Willie Green's sort of addicted to it. Like, I think like Steve Kerr does this sometimes. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna chuck that kind of up there, and just see how it goes. And I think like when you've got Dyson Daniels playing well enough, and like you've got all these other guards and wings and everything, like I don't think you need to make room for Devonte Graham and Willie Gomez minutes when they're not like absolutely necessary because of injuries or whatever. Because man, like every minute that Dyson Daniels plays for us, for example, he's getting so much better. Like his game sense is already so good. His shooting's been pretty good. Like he's getting some tough defensive assignments. But like, why reduce his game time by 4 minutes just for the fucking hell of it?
And like he's crazy young, and like let's say that in this world you don't win the championship this year just because, right?
Possible.
Yeah, no. Like you literally could. Like I'm not like the team is really good, but let's say this is like it just doesn't happen because you're young and whatever. Just give him the reps.
Yeah, exactly.
Because then you need him for next year when you make a legit run.
Yeah.
Ingram comes back. Zion's been playing for a year.
Man.
Devonte Graham's out of the rotation. Like, just play the.
Yeah.
You've got a 6'8" backup point guard who's a primary defender next to Herb Jones, who's a primary defender, next to Brandon Ingram, who's a really good secondary defender. But who would be on? Yeah, for sure. But like, I don't understand the thought process. And also in the playoffs, you need like 9 people.
Yeah.
And in the regular season, you need 11. Just don't play the 12th.
Exactly.
Why do you think he does it?
I don't know.
Like, is he trying to be like, because he's getting paid?
Yeah.
Or do you reckon I don't feel like Willie Green's the type like, I feel like Willie Green would just happily not play so many.
He hasn't played Jackson Hayes like a billion.
Yeah, but he's
this
bad.
season, for example.
He's
but
bad.
like Jackson Hayes was so much more instrumental to our run last year.
That's
than
true.
Devonte Graham was. Like
Yeah.
it was when we're playing him at the 4 and JV at the 5 that we actually started being good, which is insane to say.
Yeah.
Sign of the 3.
Yeah.
I reckon it's like it's such a boom bust thing. I reckon it's like I could put him up for 4 minutes and he could hit 3 threes and then the game's over.
Yeah.
So I may as well just give it a go. I'm confident in the other 44 minutes of the game.
But yeah, I just think there's this thing where it's like if we're beating a team, put Dyson Daniels on, just strangle them defensively even more. Which I think, and that's like, once again, the Pelicans are not very good in the clutch. Like 3 or 4 OT losses. We've thrown away a couple of games recently late on. Like when we win a game, it's because we get like a 15-point lead by 9 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. So if that's your logic, it's kind of like why not shut the game down now? You have like 4 guys with 7-foot wingspans. You've got like a mini Raptors lineup that you can throw out with like Trey Murphy, Herb Jones, Dyson Daniels, Brandon Ingram, Larry Nance. Like
You've got a good team.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You've got the roster.
Really good roster.
They're so good.
Like just complete opposite of what Alessio was saying with Monty McNair thing, and
Yeah.
just like so much hate for David Griffin as well. No apparent reason.
Oh man, I'm cycling with his team for sure.
Yeah. No, I can imagine Gail Benson coming down and being like, if I'm paying you people $20 million, but if I'm paying $20 million, you better fucking
We
pay.
all readjusted.
I can, because like there are owners like that. We drafted Staus because our owner was in the fucking war room saying you better draft him or else you're all fired. Basically.
Yeah.
So I can really imagine Gail Benson, someone who like owns 2 sports franchises, and this is the Saints are bad at the moment. They're going through like a transition process. So like this team's good, and she looks at the spreadsheet. She's like, I'm paying him what? Playing.
Yeah.
And Willie Green has to be like, okay,
Yeah.
here's your formula.
I get what you're saying, but yeah, like we did just establish how good like the first 11 players on this
Yeah.
list
Oh my
are.
god, it's actually like
Yeah.
it's actually nuts when you reel it off.
Yeah. Well, they're like you've got like 10 dudes between like 6'9" and 6'9".
Yeah.
Yeah, and then what the other two are CJ McCollum.
Yeah.
So maybe the play is Gail Benson saw Zion do the windmill at the end of the game, and she folded her hands and shook her head. And then when she saw Devonte,
Yeah,
she's like,
that's
oh,
right.
yeah.
That's right. That boy. You boy.
who's that one?
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Cameron, give us your best Gale.
But who would you trade for James Wiseman?
Because I wouldn't take him. I was thinking about that the whole time.
Willie Hernan Gomez,
Nah, I thought about that as well. It's not yet.
Dyson Daniels in a first.
Oh shit.
And I don't think James Wiseman is good, but I think he's built for us.
Would you do?
Like he would fit well next to Zion.
Jack.
In theory. at
Sure.
least.
Jack and Will.
I'm thinking
Who's
Trey Murphy.
Jackson Hayes.
No way.
What?
Absolutely not. Are you kidding me, man?
Trey Murphy's way
I'm still
too
building
good.
it. I'm still building it.
Oh, okay.
I haven't
thought
the
that
golden
was
piece.
Oh my god, I thought that was a 1-for-1. It's like, no
No, of
way.
course not.
And
And a pick from us. Do you like Anthony Lamb? We'll convert him and then trade him. So we have to pay him $50,000 or $49K, and then you can just pay him.
There's
That's
legitimately
on us.
there's
thank
not
you.
there's not a player in the Pelicans rotation that you can get for James
No.
Wiseman.
No. Yeah,
No way.
That's why I
The
was
league will
quiet
step
through
in.
that whole. The league will step in.
No
he
way.
would be the 12th best player in our
The only one it would be is
Wow,
if Larry Nance like tore his
15.
ACL.
Yeah.
If Larry Nance tore his ACL, then you.
But
would
you
do
know, and how much of a fucking win that would be for the Warriors if they got Larry Nance for James Wiseman.
it. With a torn ACL, even with a torn ACL.
Yeah, but as Lukas said, they're going to win the championship next year with Larry Nance with no torn ACL.
Okay, I think actually Jackson Hayes and Bill for James
Who was
Wiseman.
Bill?
Billy
The
Hernan Gomez.
Eurobasket
Bill.
MVP.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I actually think that's the best you're getting.
Well, no, it's not.
No,
You can
from
trade
the
him.
Pelicans.
Literally.
Oh, from the
There's
Pelicans.
no way you're getting a
okay,
rotation
I
of
thought you meant
picks.
general.
No.
Alright.
Would you prefer Deni?
No, I prefer my trade.
You know what we're underestimating though? We're underestimating how stupid NBA GMs are.
Yeah.
Like they're really bad at their jobs, and because James Wiseman was picked number 2, even though the Warriors are dropping him and picking him up and dropping him and picking him up, they're still gonna go, well, the Warriors drafted him, and the Warriors won a championship, and despite the fact that all the tape says he's shit at basketball, let's give up a couple first round picks.
But also, the Warriors don't want him.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. GM suck, man.
In this situation, David Griffin, I think he's just fucking kicking himself that he's made a couple of good decisions, and he's really not gonna do anything too well for like
Nah.
the next 4 or 5 years.
The McCollum deal is like
Yeah.
silly.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Oh no,
The
no,
Larry
it's
Nance
not.
trade.
He's not shooting very well, and they gave up like 2 picks.
He's picked it up. He's been playing well for the last couple of weeks, and he's
Yeah,
kept
like
he's
30
kept
today.
it. He made Zion not hate New Orleans.
Yeah, okay, that's
So like
yeah,
great
some value.
great move.
Before Emo Brandon Ingram out of his shell.
Yeah.
My other minor wish, fucking lame one, but I just want everyone to be healthy. Not so we win more games necessarily, but like I haven't seen this team play together at all. Like Brandon's still out. Larry Nance just went down with a foot injury, and it's like let's just all line up. Let's just all line up for a good 5-game stretch where we can, because when Zion and Ingram are both playing well together, it's just absolutely beautiful, and I don't know what it looks like with this roster yet because Zion was kind of sketchy before. Brandon Ingram got injured as well.
And they sort of operate in the same space. Like you just want the weak side for Zion, but Brandon Ingram wants 14 seconds on like either side. But sometimes he's like, if I just get the ball in this high post, that's where I'm going to jab and then jump away, and then Zion is off the ball.
Yeah.
It's not a perfect fit. Maybe BI's like best case scenario is at the 4. Like is he just like Cole Kuzma? But
Yeah, right. I see what you're saying.
And Cole Kuzma isn't really a 3.
But well, one, I think, you know, as we saw in that Suns game, like you don't want it to just be Zion charging on every single offensive possession. Like them just alternating in the fourth quarter is such a good look. 2, we have played a couple of good minutes with Zion at the 5 now. Like he's not gonna tear the house down with his center defense, but he's actually becoming capable of it. I can't remember who it was against, but yeah, there was just, I think. And then also if Larry Nance is out there, then it becomes a much more sort of switchable thing where it's like on offense, like Nance can sort of be wherever, and then BI and Zion can operate where they're more comfortable. You know?
But that's just it's like okay, so maybe BI and Zion can like live together. Like you can have 2 like scorers that create their own shots so well on the same team, but Jonas Valanciunas is just a bad shot creator for an average offense, but he has to have the ball to be good. And he's there, and he's Gail is looking at the spreadsheet, going, well, he's going to pay a lot of money.
But we very successfully sit him in the fourth quarter.
I know.
He just doesn't. He does not touch the
Great first 3-quarter player, for sure.
My wish list for you is to just trade him for a better fit.
That would be good. That would be good.
My wish is for you is for Zion to like learn how to play the middle of the zone, like in a 2-3 zone or 2-1-2 zone. Because then you can have like that 5-minute stretch where he's just like, he's defending not like the rim, the middle of the D. And then you have 2 forwards pinch in. And then side fucking wish, maybe get some better rebounders. Or like players just learn how to rebound.
Yeah, that was my thing. I sort of want to deep dive the footage. And by that I mean just watch like Pelicans offensive and defensive highlights. Because I think he actually just sucks at it. Zion. He's
so bad.
He was Okogie's primary defender on I reckon 75% of those offensive rebounds, which cost them the game.
Yeah.
Because he just like lost him.
Yeah.
And then Okogie's one job was to crush the boards.
Yeah.
And you'll never guess what he did. And it's been happening.
You're a screamer.
But I think it's because he's always looking to leak out on every single when the defensive board's coming down, he's like, right, how quickly can I get up?
But it's the same with Russ a couple of years ago, right? Where it's like Russ is averaging 2.5 steals. It's like because he's gambling all the time. He steals at 2.5 times a game and scores 4 or 5 points off those steals, but he lets in 10. Net negative.
Yeah, a little bit of Pat Beverly there as well.
Yeah.
Every time he leaps at the ball.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. So
also a lot of Dylan Brooks.
Valanciunas is a good rebounder, but if you're not closing with him, and like Trey Murphy's a wing, but he's like stand on the outside wing.
No, he's not grabbing.
Yeah, he's too slight. Skinnier than Jalen Smith.
Yeah.
Sticks.
Yeah.
Big is actually, I think, has the best potential to be that rebounder.
Well, I was about to say, if we're talking about this 2-on-2 zone, you have because I think Zion, not a great on-ball defender, not a great rim protector, very good defending space. Like he gets a lot of like in the passing lane steals, and then you can have Brandon Ingram like closer to the rim to get your defensive.
Who's the other
full?
Trey, and then ISO
Herbert, I guess.
Yeah, you've got 3. Yeah, you've got 3 real good options.
Yeah.
Can you?
Dude, Trey and Herb up top. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Larry my Nance.
Yeah.
And then
CJ.
But like, what did
Your action is nuts.
this is like a really, really hard comp, and you've got no one on the roster that can do it. But like, if there's ever a possibility to bring in someone that can play that like faux Robert Williams role coming off the side, that might be spicy. Like covering Zion's back, basically.
Yeah. Oh no, we're screaming for that. We're screaming for a help side.
It's just
You just need a help side defender. But then you play like not the Boston player zone, but they do park Williams in the corner.
Yeah.
And then when the action comes towards the center, he's just like, all right. Well,
I mean, this will be the thing. I think next season we'll be like, all right, cool, we're good. We've got a great roster.
Now, like, maybe we have to give up one of our cherished pieces for, like,
A James
someone
Wiseman.
that, someone that's a better fit.
Yeah,
you know? Not like necessarily a better player, just like,
make a sideways move for
yeah,
fit.
exactly right.
Damn, well, I know I'm going to play 2K when I go home.
Make a couple of
And
sideways.
Memphis is in a pretty similar situation where it's just like, all right, we've got 11 people. 11's too many. What's the 2 for 1 or what's the 3 for 1? You know, whatever.
They've done that a couple of times though, and then they just get like a new 11th guy just pops up.
Yeah, it's like they draft
They've got
David Roddy and they're like, oh, okay, cool. Well, he's just now going to be the next the next dude who's like could be a good player on a team.
Yeah.
But I don't know. He's not. He's going to be an awesome regular season player, but he's not swinging the needle if you want to trade for Beal. Not that Beal's the answer. He's just been the answer everyone said for 3 years.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Not on anyone's Christmas wish list, let me tell you.
Bradley Beal.
My Christmas wish list. Now this might shock you guys. It's to trade James Wiseman by Christmas.
Now, astute listeners will notice that Sean's just been dropping little Easter eggs, kind of like hinting at his wish throughout this episode.
Like the one I talked about on the Deep 2 NBA podcast, which you can find on Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you get your daily podcast, weekly podcasts. We're also on YouTube. That's the Deep 2. You can also find us on the deep2.com. It's that simple, just the deep2.com. If we just trade to the Spurs for that heavily protected Deni pick, I'm not for owners saving money, but for Golden State have like the highest luxury tax of all time by a long way. Saving $70 million just for giving up your worst player is a pretty good deal. But we could I would love to trade him just for that Spurs 2025, the Chicago 2025 top 10 protected pick from the Spurs, because that's no skin off the Spurs back. They don't have to worry about if they're still going to be tanking in 2025. They just get a look at a guy and they can just absorb him into cap space. Maybe there's a deal where we take back Josh Richardson to say, okay, well, let's see if he can play a wing minute. But I want to trade James Wiseman just so we need to bring in another 5 that isn't Jamarcus Green, because Jamarcus Green is just as bad as James Wiseman.
So you need to give him up. You're not giving him up for value. You're giving him up to save the money so that you can go and get someone else.
I'm separate conversation. I'm giving him up, but because just giving saving the money is just saving the owner's pocket, which is.
Don't worry about the owner's pocket.
I'm not worried about that, but it's also just there's incentive outside of him being bad at basketball to do it. But I just want to sign Hassan Whiteside. Yeah. I just want to get a big body who can just be okay, watch Kevon Looney. He's going to do it for 30 minutes, and you just need to do a little bit of that for 10 minutes.
What about JV?
Nah.
Rashawn Holmes?
Absolutely not. Well, not absolutely not to that, maybe. But we can't, because he's getting paid 16.
He's getting paid too
Big
much
Jim's
money.
11. But, I don't know, man. Yuck and Pirtle, but then we'll have to pay him a year from now.
Would just be
Also, Penal's way too good.
Yeah.
But would the Spurs not do that? They're trying to lose games.
No.
And he's a free agent.
Yeah, but they're losing the games.
They could
That's always more.
They could probably get more for Pirtle as well, I think.
Absolutely.
I think there's a higher price tag on it.
I'm
he's second
saying
overall pick.
Pirtle's too good. I'm saying Pirtle's too good, as in his value is too high.
Yeah, because what I was about to ask is, do you literally just want any rim running 7-footer off the free agency list, basically, any a Dwight Howard?
I would also like to waive Jamarcus Green.
I can't believe they didn't sign Dwight Howard in hindsight.
Unless 41.
Unless it's a locker room thing, because between Washington and Atlanta and the Lakers and Orlando, it's just all right. Maybe NBA players don't like this bloke, right? Maybe the fuse is just a little bit too the string is too short.
Let's I entered the season being the big three: Kuminga, Moody, and Wiseman. And Moody just is still 20 years old. He was 19. Kuminga's actually at the start of the year he was trying to average 20 points a game, and then Steve Kerr 2.0 was I'm just going to bench you, and he's come back and he's trying just as hard as Draymond Green. He's just got even more physical tools, and it's this is a dude who came in as a shot maker who can jump higher than everyone else, but he's actually just trying to do everything Draymond can.
Shot
which is
taker.
So cool. True, that's actually
definitely not.
What does it start with?
Yeah,
and then Big Jim I don't know. I'm happy to give up the experiment. It sucks.
Yeah,
we've been laughing about it, but what's the best value they can get?
That 2025 Bulls pick from the Spurs.
Yeah,
because then we can move that pick to trade for someone at the deadline.
Nah.
You can get more value than a first?
No, they can't get that.
No. Okay, right.
There's no way.
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't even get that. I think his value is just completely down the shitter.
So if that's the case, you don't trade him, and then, well, I guess I'm just going to get Cole in my stock.
No, but I mean, maybe you have to. Maybe the Spurs will absorb his cap space for a second or something like that. You know.
Yeah.
Like,
Just lent on the cat's bed. But what's that? What's that Italian witch? Little Bethany.
La Befana.
Yeah, she and she comes around. She comes around. She comes around on the 6th, right?
Yes.
Because she missed JC and Bourne.
Correct. She missed the 3 Wiseman.
So maybe
The 3 Wiseman! Oh my god, they're trading him for 3 firsts.
So maybe if we can't get him for Christmas, Little Bethany will drop us something nice. It's usually just magazines and stock and stuff.
Yeah. She doesn't have the sort of money that Santa Claus does.
Little Betty.
So she comes in a little softer.
the 3 ways.
How about that part? So this
Brave.
La Befana, alright, have you heard this story?
Yeah.
Of course,
Is it
I went to
into-
Italian kindergarten.
Just yeah.
Yeah.
What's it called?
His name's Marco.
Italian kindergarten.
Lucas, have you heard this story?
Little Betty. No.
Oh, like, so what happens is, she was trying to go to the birth of Jesus Christ, right?
She couldn't get tickets.
And she was late, she couldn't get tickets, right? So
Wait,
she
yeah,
had...
that's-
Why was she late?
Post 9/11.
She was she was going to buy some frankincense and myrrh, but the lines to Northland were just unbearable.
Mm.
So she was stuck, and then instead of saying I'll just rock up late, she haunted only Italian kids.
She was
6
in the
days
line
after
to
the
Mecca. And then go on with your thing?
What's the Mecca connection?
Mecca's
True.
The Mecca of Boston. No, like.
The Mecca of Northland. Oh, it's obviously the crispy Dunkin' Donuts.
No, it's Mecca.
No, Mecca
I
like
know.
I've been trying to think of frankincense.
The place you can get Mecca vouch for vouchers.
Yeah. The pilgrimage to Mecca.
It's a religious
It's driving to Northland.
Mecca.
Don't know about that one. It's a little bit rogue.
No, that was good.
Yeah.
I'm glad we discussed La Befana.
Little
So
Betty.
what kindergarten did you go to?
Wait, what did you say?
Italian kindergarten.
He
You said Little Betty. What did
But
you
he
say?
didn't even finish his thought. Once,
Oh no, you said Little Betty.
what will you get on the 6th if you don't get your Christmas wish?
Maybe he's shown a little bit more in the 2 weeks
Oh
since
god,
Christmas.
here we go.
Right.
James Wiseman. Oh.
Christmas, James Wiseman.
Christmas. James Wiseman.
Time for a pop noodle.
And a wipe. Oh, well, we do have fun here, don't we?
Did we fall off the rails?
No.
Are we having a rail?
No, we actually.
Oh,
we got back on the rails. We're over an hour, fellas, so I'm happy to leave it here. I've got one
yeah.
more thing on the run sheet, but.
What
What's
is
say?
it?
Well, Anthony Davis is expected to miss multiple weeks with a foot injury.
Is that really news or is that old?
Did you see him
Oh.
sprain his ankle in midair?
Yeah. Yeah, this is
So,
the thing
yeah.
that he's out for
Is
multiple
that- is it,
weeks.
was
yeah.
it?
Yeah.
I thought it was just a niggle. You know how he's always leaving and comes
We
back
don't
in
use
the
that
third
word.
quarter.
His eye.
But, okay, I didn't realise
It's the
this.
hard eye.
Commit.
He's only missed 4 games this season so far. That's got to be a world record.
It's also got to be a lie.
Yeah.
It's
That's.
not. It's not.
This injury had to come.
Yeah.
It's a shame that it's come because he was so fun to watch, but it's also a blessing that it's come because fuck the Lakers so hard.
Absolutely. They were getting too good.
Yeah.
They were actually getting too
And
good.
too
It
good
was-
is like-
It was becoming concerning we're going to have to talk about.
I think you had it on the run sheet, but too good was like 11-6. Like
Yeah.
they weren't even that good. Yeah,
It's pretty good. That's pretty good.
it's good enough. It's top 11 in the West.
And you know the top 11 get into the play-in.
Really?
Well, lucky the Warriors sneak right in there. Oh my god, the Lakers are still not in the top 11.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah.
Alright, any parting wishes?
Well,
a Christmas wish.
thanks for listening. We do miss Dante being here. Check
Yeah, I've missed Dante on this one.
check out Basketball Forever. Check out thedig2.com. Check out my Christmas wish list and get me a Christmas present.
Your Lowry piece was so good.
Oh, thanks, man.
Oh my god. As I was reading it, I was like, I will never be able to write this well.
Wow.
Very sweet of you.
Yeah,
That's
no,
sweet.
it's a ripper piece.
Actually, I never fucking plugged it on this show. Yeah,
Yeah,
I wrote a
yeah.
piece on Larry Marketing and it's on
Yeah.
thedig2.com. It was a lot of fun. Like to do some more sort of film analysis ones where you look at plays and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Maybe even a Dig 2 film room
Do it, brother.
sometime this summer.
Yeah.
I also, we were going to start last episode with it, wrote a piece about Anneli Maley on fansided.com.
Yeah.
So check that out. And check out my outro song that I prepared for this episode. No.
Play it now.
You probably did prepare one, didn't you?